In this video, we're going to go over the KutaSoftware Infinite Algebra 1 Combining Like Terms worksheet. In this video, I'm going to go over the practice problems number 1 through 20. Now, in number 1, we can combine negative 6k and 7k together with addition. Think about it this way. 7k is really k plus k. It's k added to itself essentially 7 times. So you have 7 k's all added together. That is 7k. Now note the first term is a negative 6k. A positive plus a negative is the same as subtracting that positive. So we can rewrite this as 7k minus a 6k. So we're taking away 6 of these k's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to be left with 1k, or simply k. So k is our answer to number 1. Let me go over one other way to look at problem 1. We know the answer is k. I'll go ahead and rewrite that and box it, since we know that's what our answer is. If you notice, in each of these terms, in the first term we have a k, and in the second term we have a k. We can reverse the distributive property and just pull that k out of each term. So then we would have k times negative 6 plus 7. That would be k times negative 6 plus 7 is 1, and k times 1 is simply k. So that's another way to think about problem 1. Let's go on to 2. 2 has 12r minus 8 minus 12. There's only one term with an r in it, so we're going to leave this term as it is, but we can combine the 8 and the 12. So let's go ahead and rewrite this as 12r plus a negative 8, since subtracting a positive is the same as adding a negative, plus a negative 12. Again, we're still combining the negative 8 and the negative 12. So this is going to give us 12r plus negative 8 plus negative 12 is negative 20. Rewriting that, we will get 12r minus 20 as the answer for number 2. In number 3, we have 1n, since 1 times n is n, and we also have 9n. So we can combine these two terms, and we can also combine this 10 with this 3. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this all as addition though before I start combining the terms. So this is going to be n plus a negative 10 plus 9n plus a negative 3. Again, we're combining the n's, and we're going to combine numbers that are not coefficients. So n plus 9n is going to give us 10n, since 1 plus 9 is 10, times n is 10n. Negative 10 plus negative 3, we're going further into the negative, so that's going to be a negative 13. Rewriting this, we will get 10n minus 13. And that's our answer for number 3. Number 4, we're combining negative 4x and a positive 10x, but we're really subtracting this 10, so we can rewrite that as a negative 4x plus a negative 10x. So we're combining a negative 4x and a negative 10x. Let's go ahead and pull each of these x's out so you can see that again. So we're going to have x times negative 4 plus negative 10. That's going to be x times negative 4 plus negative 10 is negative 14. And since multiplication is commutative, we're going to have negative 14x. For number 5, we're going to combine a negative r, and if we change this to adding a negative as opposed to subtracting a positive, a negative 10r. So this is the same as saying negative 1r plus negative 10r. So negative 1 plus negative 10 is going to be negative 11 times r. so negative 11r. Number 6, we're going to combine the negative 2x and the positive 6x. And the 11 is going to remain by itself. Negative 2x plus 6x is 4x, and then we still have plus 11. 4x plus 11. For number 7, we're combining 11r minus 12r. So we have a positive 11r and we're taking away 12r. That's going to leave us with negative 1r, which is simply negative r. Number 8, we have negative v plus 12v. Negative v is the same thing as negative 1 times v. Adding that to 12v, we're going to increase the value of that negative 1. So we're starting at negative 1 and increasing it by 12 to bring us to a positive 11v. Number 9, we have a negative 8x, and we're going further in the negative direction, taking away 11 more. So negative 8x plus a negative 11x, or simply minus 11x, is going to bring us to negative 19x. Number 10, we have 4p, so let me go ahead and write this out. P plus p plus p plus p, and we're adding 2 more p to that. So plus p plus p. Total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6p. So 4p plus 2p is 6p. For number 11, we have 5n combined through addition with 11n. So 5 plus 11 is going to bring us to 16. So 5n plus 11n is going to bring us to 16n. For number 12, combining the n's, we're going to do n minus 5n. So we're taking away from that n. So n minus a 5n is going to leave us at a negative 4n. And we're also taking this positive 4 and subtracting 9. That's going to leave us with a negative 5. We can rewrite this as negative 4n minus 5. We're combining 12r and 3r, so 12r plus 3r is going to bring us to 15r. And then we have a positive 5 minus 5. So you can think of this as a positive 5 plus a negative 5, or think of this as 5 minus 5, which is going to give us 0. 15r plus 0 is 15r. And the last one on this front page, negative 5 plus 9n plus 6. There's no other term with n, so the 9n is going to remain by itself, but we have a negative 5 and 6 that we need to combine. Negative 5 plus 6 is going to be a positive 1. So for number 14, we're going to have 1 plus 9n. Moving on to the next page, page number 2, we're going to do 15 through 20 now. Number 15 is n minus 4 minus 9. So we have this n value, we're taking away 4, and then we're taking away 9. N is going to stay by itself since there's no other term with n, but we're combining this 4 and 9. But note that this 4, if we were to change everything to addition, is a negative 4, and this 9 is a negative 9. So negative 4 plus a negative 9 is going to be a negative 13. So this is going to be n plus negative 13, which we can rewrite as n minus 13. 16, we have 4n, and we're taking away an n. And that's one single n that we're taking away. So 4n minus 1n. Let me go ahead and write this one out. N plus n plus n plus n, because that's 4n, but then we're taking away 1n. That we know is going to leave us with a positive 3n for number 16. Number 17, we're going to combine this negative 3x with the positive 15x. And then once we combine that, we're going to subtract a 9. So negative 3x plus 15x is going to leave us with 12x minus 9. Number 18, we're combining negative 9k and 8k through addition. So negative 9 plus 8, you can think of this. If you wanted to pull the k out of each term, it would be negative 9 plus 8 times k. Negative 9 plus 8 is a negative 1, so that's going to be a negative 1 times k, which is simply a negative k. 19, we have negative 16n minus 14n. So we're going further in the negatives when we take away 14n from that negative 16n. So negative 16n plus a negative 14n is going to be equal to negative 30n. And finally, the last problem we're going to do in this video, number 20, 15n minus 19n. So we have 15n and we're taking away 19n. If you want to, we can rewrite this as 15n plus a negative 19n. So that will leave us with a negative 4n. In the next video, we'll continue on and do problems 21 through 30. And you're going to notice in those problems, we're going to be using the distributive property a lot. But for now, give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to my channel. Continuing on with the combining like terms worksheet, let's do number 21. In 21, we have negative 4 plus 7 times 1 minus 3m. We need to remember order of operations. We're going to have to do what's inside of the parentheses first in order to simplify this expression. However, we cannot combine a 1 and a 3m because they're not like terms. So we're going to need to use the distributive property and distribute the 7 to the 1 and then the 7 to the 3m. So this is going to be negative 4 plus 7 times 1 minus, leaving the operation the same between the two terms, 7 times 3m. That's going to be negative 4 plus a positive 7 minus 21m. Now we can combine the negative 4 and 7, and the 21m will remain by itself. But remember that it's subtracted. So negative 4 plus 7 is 3, and then minus 21m. 3 minus 21m is our simplified expression for number 21. Number 22, again, we're going to need to use the distributive property. So multiply this 3 to the 6 and multiply that 3 to the 7n, adding the two terms. So this is going to be negative 5n plus 3 times 6 plus a 3 times 7n. Negative 5n plus 3 times 6 is 18 plus 3 times 7n is 21n. We can combine the n's together and the 18 will remain by itself. So negative 5n plus 21n is the same as 21n minus 5n, a 16n, and then plus 18. Number 23, note the parentheses. Again, we're going to have to use the distributive property. But as you notice, there's not a number on the outside of these parentheses to multiply by. However, there is subtraction. So I'm going to rewrite this to show you how we're still going to use that distributive property. This is going to be negative 2n, and instead of subtracting 9 minus 10n, we're going to add that 9 minus 10n, but since we changed this to addition, that's going to be plus negative 1 times 9 minus 10n. So now we're going to distribute this negative 1 to the 9 and to the 10n. This term we can write as 1 times 9 minus 10n, because 1 times any quantity is that quantity that 1 was multiplied to. That's why if we're subtracting this, when we go to add the positive, that 1 becomes a negative 1. Negative 2n plus negative 1 times 9 minus, because we're subtracting between the two terms, negative 1 times 10n. This is going to leave us with negative 2n plus a negative 9 minus negative times a positive will be a negative. So that will be negative 10n. When we subtract a negative, we're adding a positive. So negative 2n plus negative 9 plus a positive 10n. Now let's go ahead and combine the like terms. We have a negative 2n that can be combined with 10n, and we're left with that negative 9. So this is going to be negative 2n plus 10n is 8n plus a negative 9, which is the same as saying 8n minus 9. Number 24, 10 minus 5 times 9n minus 9. Again, we're subtracting this term. So we're going to rewrite this as 10 plus a negative 5 times 9n minus 9. Then we're going to distribute the negative 5 to the 9n and that negative 5 to the 9. This leaves us with 10 plus negative 5 times 9n minus negative 5 times 9. 10 plus negative 5 times 9n is a negative 45n minus negative 5 times 9 is a negative 45. Combine the like terms, so we have negative 45n by itself, but we can combine 10 and this minus negative 45, which is really adding a positive 45. So 10 plus that positive 45, since we're adding that positive, is going to be 55, and then we're left with plus negative 45n, which is simply 55 minus 45n. So let me go ahead and write adding that positive, so that when you look back on your work, you know that you didn't take away that 45, you added that 45 since you were subtracting a negative. 25, 9a plus 10 times 6a minus 1. We're going to distribute this 10 to the 6a and to the 1. 9a plus 10 times 6a minus 10 times 1. 9a plus 10 times 6a is 60a minus 10 times 1 is 10. Combine the like terms. We're going to combine this 9a and the 60a and then subtract that 10 at the end. This is going to be 69a minus 10. Number 26, we're actually going to have to do the distributive property twice. Multiply the negative 9 to the 6m to the 3, and then take the 6, multiply it to the 1 and the 4. There's subtraction between these two terms and addition between the other two terms. So this is going to be negative 9 times 6m minus negative 9 times 3 plus 6 times 1 plus 6 times 4m. Order of operations, we're going to do all multiplications first. negative 9 times 6m is going to be a negative 54m, minus a negative 9 times 3 is going to be a negative 27. But remember, subtracting a negative is the same as adding the positive. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this as plus 27. Then we have 6 times 1, which is 6, plus 6 times 4 is 24m. Now combine all the like terms. We have two terms with m, that's negative 54 and a positive 24m. And then we have 27 and 6. So negative 54 plus 24 is going to give us a negative 30m. And 27 plus 6 is going to give us a positive 33. So the answer to number 26 is negative 30m plus 33. Number 27, distribute the negative 10 and then distribute the 6. There's subtraction between each of these. That's going to leave us with negative 10 times 1 minus a negative 10 times 9x plus 6 times x minus 6 times 10. Negative 10 times 1 is negative 10 minus negative 10 times 9x is a negative 90x. But remember, if we're subtracting a negative, we're adding a positive. Plus a positive 90x. Plus 6 times x is 6x minus 6 times 10 is going to be 60. Combining like terms, we can combine the negative 10 and subtract 60 from that. And we can combine this 90x and 6x. So negative 10, subtracting 60 from that, we're going to go further into the negatives, and that will give us negative 70 plus 90x plus 6x is 96x. So the answer to number 27 is negative 70 plus 96x. And 28, again, we're distributing. 5 times negative 2n is going to give us negative 10n. 5 times 4 is a positive 20. Plus 2 times n is 2n, plus 2 times 3 is 6. So as opposed to writing that all out, I just did the multiplication in my head and then wrote it down. Now we can combine like terms. Negative 10n can be combined with 2n, and 20 can be combined with 6. Negative 10n plus 2n is negative 8n, plus 20 plus 6 is 26. Negative 8n plus 26. Distribute the negative 3 and distribute the 5. An addition is between each of those terms. Negative 3 times 10b is going to be negative 30b, plus negative 3 times 10 is negative 30. And then we're going to add 5 times b, which is 5b, plus 5 times 2, which is equal to 10. We're going to combine negative 30b with a positive 5b and negative 30 with a positive 10. Negative 30b plus 5b is negative 25b, plus negative 30 plus 10 is negative 20. We can rewrite this as negative 25b minus 20. And on to our last problem, number 30. Distributing the negative 7, and we're going to distribute a negative 8. So adding a negative. There's addition between each of the two terms. So negative 7 times n, negative 7n, plus negative 7 times 3, a negative 21. We're adding that to negative 8 times 1, which is a negative 8, plus negative 8 times 8n is a negative 64n. Combine the like terms, negative 7n is going to be combined with a negative 64n, and a negative 21 is going to be combined with a negative 8. Negative 7n plus negative 64n is going to be negative 71n. And we're going to add that to negative 21 plus a negative 8, which is going to be negative 29. We can rewrite this as negative 71n minus 29. And that wraps up our combining like terms worksheet. Please feel free to give me a thumbs up if you found this video helpful, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have any remarks, please feel free to comment below, and go through my tutorials if you need extra help on the distributive property or combining like terms.